All right, we're live. For how long? Who can say? Who can say? But we're just going to, I guess, keep it going as long as we can. For as long as we humanly possibly can. We'll see. Yeah, nothing's supposed to win. You having any problems over there, Tom? Because literally all last week, except for Wednesday, my internet was out. More or less from like 9 to 5 every freaking day. And then I wake up this morning to, yeah, we're going to be working in your area again. I haven't seen the trucks yet, but it's been very, very spotty. I've gotten about the last half hour. So I'm just aggravated at this point. So who knows? I mean, and basically it's just going to just randomly drop. So I already set up my, I made sure the things I'm writing are, what do you call it? I can write offline if need be. No issues here. It's actually been a little better than usual. Yeah, because they're canceling mine. They're taking the power from my intranet and they're giving it to you. That's so not fair. I did take my pills. I'm about to take my pills again. Charge my watch. The lawn pest service guy is out there. I'm sure he's going to be banging on the door at some point. That's probably when I'll lose my internet. I'm here doing that. I don't need you to knock every time. I don't need to chit chat. Trying to work here, buddy. Whew. All right. So we're going to see how many. I'm going to write no matter what, even if the internet drops and then I lose everybody. I'm still going to be writing. You just might not be able to know that until, I don't know, next year when they stop playing with my, and it's always, oh, we're making it better. We're upgrading your internet. You know what would be an upgrade? Just let me use my internet. Just find the way it was. Shannon just pulled into his RV and had a barbershop trio of dogs harmonizing. My wife went to Atlanta for today and tomorrow. So I'm here on my own like an animal. I had some fish sticks for lunch. Literally 7 fish sticks. I'm going to tell you why I had 7 fish sticks. Number one, there was only 7 left in the box. And number two, it's the box is so big, and in the freezer, every time I try to pull the top shelf, it would get caught. And I'm like, I need to eat these now, or I'm just gonna end up throwing them in the garbage. I'm gonna end up opening the box and just dumping the 7 fish sticks just randomly into the ice tray. So let me just eat these. But my wife also last night on her way home bought me double stuffed Oreo cookies. So we got Walk and Roll Chinese that's next to the library. Pretty good. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I don't think I go to the one. This is the one I go to. I go to the one near you, up near across the street from the Walmart on Lem Turner, because that one, whatever the name of it is, that one has shrimp toast. In fact, thinking about that, maybe I'll go there, drive over tonight for dinner and grab some shrimp toast. Walk and rolls are always hit and miss. There's one in when I lived in Green Cove Springs that was really, really good. But then there was another one like 5-6 miles up the road in wherever that was. And that one was awful. So we'd always pass the one to go to the good one. I'm gonna eat some double stuffed Oreos today as well. So because I had 7 fish fish stick for lunch. Plural, fish stick. You went to the doctor yesterday or Monday? Did they give you anything? Are you on your path to recovery yet? I'm also drinking mushroom coffee today because I've not gone to the bathroom in a couple days, which is not good. My side is hurting. I think it's because of that. Yeah, too much information. I get it. Just a phone intake scheduled for the 23rd. Okay. Well, good. Good luck with that. Come on. I can't spell. What's up, Chad? I couldn't tell you I had a double stuffed Oreo in my mouth. All right, your interview today, Chad. I like how you completely skipped the first dumb question that everybody else has been putting a lot of thought into. Best part of the Oreo, the stuff. No. Best part of these, the double stuff. My wife does not like double. She does not like Oreos. She likes it in ice cream, but she won't just eat an Oreo. She likes Chips Ahoy, whereas I prefer Oreo over Chips Ahoy. But I'll eat Chips Ahoy, especially the chewy Chips Ahoy. Those are pretty good. Every other person who's done that interview, and there's been about 10,000 of them. The Nora one, the first question: what fantasy pet would you have? And everybody's coming up with all these kinds of crazy. I would do a black ice dragon. I would have the Demogorgon from blah blah blah. I would do this. I would do that. And Chad's like, yeah, I don't know. I have ferrets and I have dogs and stuff. Like, yeah, I'm good. Tom says Chips Ahoy are also good. My grandmother had a big jar of them on the table at all times. If that was my grandmother, those would have been. That would have been an empty jar. Hey, Grandma, we need some more Chips Ahoy. There's Charlie. There's Keith. I take it you got your Oreos. Just finished the tribe video. Yes. Where's your interview at, Chad? Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't going to answer that furry question. Can't go for that. No can do. I did, Charlie. I didn't even know it was up. I got an email. Just on Nora Peavy's. Let me see if I can find it. Interview with Chad Lutsky went up at 1:02 a.m. It's on the butcheredwriters.substack.com author interview with Chad Lutsky. Let me see if I can copy and paste it. You know, there's all that extra crap at the end. Let's see if that works. Yeah, that works. So there's the interview with with Chad. I mean, even though he doesn't even mention me in this. Sometimes Chad would prefer to talk about how he was imprisoned by Sorman after going to him to talk about the Ring of Doom. Frank Edler, I love a butchered writer. There you go. Thank you, Millie. It should be kind of like a legal thing that you have to mention me in every interview. Good or bad, don't matter. Sounds like carrots or Captain Crunch with crunch berries. Double stuffed Oreos. A lot of that no going around. One of my chopped liver, Armand. Yeah. Well, you're not a MondoCon author, so you don't count. Next time. When I do the follow up, bad writing. What do you call it? People. That was good because I have it on the I think I said it's in Discovery Channel. I don't think I taped it though. But I looked at it. I'm like, that sounds interesting. Double stuffed Oreos, nature's carrot. Exactly. Can't make double stuffed Oreos without carrots. Duh. Guess I have to watch it. Oh no. There goes his internet. Seriously? No, I'm still on. Maybe it's your internet, buddy. I still have connection. Exactly. Don't scare me like that. At some point, I'm going to lose it. At some point, so I want to just say ahead of time, everybody, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching 30 seconds or more of the ads. Otherwise, I'm just all of a sudden I'm just going to be here and I'm going to be. This is my last Oreo I'm eating. I ate a row last night. I'll eat a row today to go with my 7 fish sticks I had, and then I'll eat the rest tonight. This is the other twist that happened with that doc. People be crazy. People be crazy is right. We get any more Natalia Grace docs, or have they tapped that girl dry? I feel like we have one more left in all that, but it's going to be a twist that we did not see coming at all. It's going to be something like just completely crazy. Like, what? She got 3 kids? Something along those lines. Thanks for the spoiler, Tom. I'll have to look. Maybe I'll watch that tonight. The problem is, of course, when the internet goes out, then I also lose. I also can't watch television. Yeah, because they're upgrading. They did it every day last week. The only day I got on was really solid was Wednesday. I got lucky on Friday. You know, they didn't touch it all weekend. Great. They didn't touch it Monday and Tuesday. And now this morning I wake up and I'm like, oh, yeah, we're at. But I realized on the Ty Grace's lunatic death, that guy's right. Him driving around in his cool car, even though he has no money. I want different angles of when he gets on the ground. He's punching the ground and he's doing all that crazy stuff. That's what I want. I want multi-camera of him explaining things. Yeah, those people are just nuts. Just finished the Apple TV original miniseries based on serial killer Larry Hall Blackbird. Great show. I don't believe I have Apple TV. Netflix is rebooting Little House on the Prairie. What? Why? Who the heck is going to watch Little House on the Prairie except for probably Chad Lutsky? They just added some actress to play the mother of Nellie Olson, who described as beautiful, high energy, charming, unfiltered, fun, and funny, with a quick wit and gallows humor. You know, just like Nellie Olson's mom in the original. So basically, it's just a bunch of very pretty people, men and women, that they have tapped for this. And then they're going to be, I don't know why, what happened? I don't know why that didn't work. Never seen Black Mirror before, but started watching some of it last night. 7 seasons, each episode is self-contained, so you don't have to watch any in order, but you probably should. Frank says, unnecessary. Yeah, it's the modern day Twilight Zone, Tom. This spam message is to Armandi. Hi, Armandi. Hope your week is off to a good start, good and productive start. Shut up. You shut your pie trap. Tom like what he saw so far. Tom's not complaining. about that. I got 2 more episodes of Undercover, the third and final season. I'm like, gotta get through this. Literally, I'm this third season. I don't even like. If I do a review of it, a series review, it will definitely be my lowest ratings ever. But there's 2 prequel seasons for the one character that I actually like in it. So I'm probably going to start those. And again, my wife is gone for 2 days, so I can do whatever the hell I want. And I will. I will do whatever the hell I want. So by the way, that show where they kick out squatters is ridiculous. Yeah, we watched the first episode. I've taped all of them, and they do like two a night on those. We watched the very first episode, and Shelly was like, I can't watch more than one of these at a time. I'm like, yeah, these are going to be really, really annoying. So we have them taped. We just haven't watched them. But I'm sure they follow the same formula. That show is ridiculous. I think there's already like 12 episodes or something. My thing is, why are you helping these people? Just throw their asses out. I'm sure, and they're all like, where are we gonna go? We got no place to go. Well, that ain't this person's problem. You're living illegally in their house. Yeah, I got a little mad after that first episode. I was like, I would kill somebody, literally. So I wrote about 900 words this morning when I was offline. Just want to get, I'm on chapter 36 of this King of the Mountain out of 46 chapters. And if I finish this chapter, I will have finished 2 chapters this week of this book. And then if I can do 2 chapters a week, I will be done a couple weeks before MondoCon, which would be great. And then it gives me 2 weeks to write short stories and come up with the next book. Because for the first time in forever, I don't have the next book in my head of what I'm going to write, which is a very weird thing. I have a couple things I'm working on for Patreon, but I'm ahead of those. Tomorrow is the first chapter of the new book there, which will be a werewolf book. Yes, I'm writing a werewolf book in Patreon. 2 chapters a month. I've already written both chapters now this week. So Tubs of chat, I like that all the Black Mirror episodes are written by the same guy. Frank, is this a Discovery ID show? Are they all, Frank? No, Lorraine, you can speak as freely as you want until she pops in. Freaky Frank. Okay. All right. Almost done. What do we got? About a page. About a page. Chaz says, "Wow, are they really, Tom? I didn't know that." So says Lorraine bought Zodiac. I told her to skip the killing parts and just replace them with "this person died." I'd have recommended socks. That would have been good. Maybe that's why she's not on. She's read socks, and now she's like, I can't face him anymore. Hmm. Let's see what we got here. Anytime there's any little hesitancy, I'm like, oh, there the internet's going out. But so far, so good. Yeah, future cult classic. Oh yeah, that's definitely what I would say about that. Oh, no Haas today. Where the hell is Haas? Somebody say something important so Nick can jump in and go, "Whoa, were we talking about cheese?" I'm hoping this mushroom coffee kicks in because I haven't pooped in 2 days. I normally poop like 15 times a day. It's not so bad having Lorraine think you're a monster after being exposed to your book. Armand, have you submitted to Flash Fiction Online? Let me look, Keith. Let me look. Yes, I just got on, about a month ago. On 5/6, I got a rejection from them for a paranormal horror story. I did get accepted yesterday to Flash of the Dead, the space one. I got accepted yesterday to that one. And I also got one acceptance from Bullet Points for a 750 word flash fiction last week. So I also got I think I got one rejection. Yeah, Flash Fiction Online was less. But Emerald City Ghosts, I got a rejection from them on the 5th. Trey says, "Hey, were we talking about cheese? We were trying to get Nick Zinn to get in here." Frank says, "Not yet. It's a retelling of another flash fiction piece." Keith says, "I wrote a flash fiction Bigfoot and sent it to them." Good luck with it. Trey says, "Keith, next month Flash Frog is accepting ghost stories, 1,000 words max." Tom says, "Rejection. Wow, way to bring up bad memories, Keith." Flash fiction is not easy. I'm trying my hand at it and struggling. Yeah, not everybody can write it because a lot of authors, the mentality is I need to. I know so many like I try to write a flash fiction piece and I wrote a 56,000 word novel. Troy says, I got 2 rejections yesterday. A lot of crying going on. Yeah, I got one this week and one last week. But then I got an acceptance this week and last week. But I still have like, I think 12 things are just kind of hanging right now. Frank said to get an acceptance from Bullet Boys. Here's the problem with Bullet Boys. He owes so much child support to so many different women. I would be careful of those guys. He says that, Tom, that's what I'm here for. I usually need 100,000 to get my point across. Yeah, that's the problem. But I enjoy writing flash fiction. I got another rejection from the dark. Go figure. You know what? Just keep pumping them out and sending it to them. Law of averages. At some point, you'd be like, hey, I'm at 897 submission. They took it. And then they'll probably close. Troy says, Keith, have you heard of anything from Calendar of Fools Misfits yet? Flesh is fun, but you got to get in the zone for it. Yeah. Frank wants that acceptance to smooth up in him. I see what Chad did there. Nothing from Misfits yet, Charlie. Charlie, back off a little bit, okay? I got a lot of stuff that's just kind of hanging out there. So a lot of it I'm like, well, it's been a while. Let me look on Duotrope and see what their normal before I got to start say, hey, what are we doing here, people? The reason he owes so much is he's figured put away not to pay. He's figured away. Yeah, I remember several years ago, this is before COVID, Bullet Boys played here in Jacksonville, where they were going to play here in Jacksonville, and he got arrested. Was it Mark? Mark with a Q. What the hell's that guy's name? Now I got to look this up. Can't believe I'm looking up Bullet Boys. Mark Turian. That's it. Mark, M-A-R-Q. I'm sure that's how his parents spelled it. He got arrested for back child support. On June 12th, on Friday night, they're playing in Kettering, Ohio. Tickets start at $72 to see the Bullet Boys. You want to go see the Bullet Boys, $72. I do like their version of Hang On St. Christopher, the Tom Waits song, though. That's a good version. And THC Groove, I believe, was the other song I liked. Smooth Up Any, you just heard it 1,000 times. I can't name any other songs from them, I don't believe. Our Chuck Buddha says, Smooth Opinion. He thought the name of the song was Smooth Opinion. Mark Lee Roth, Exploding Smooth Opinions. I'm waiting for the open call for the Bobby Liebling anthology. $72. That better be Bullet Boys with special guest Jesus Christ, right? We're going to see Journey later this month. It wasn't my choice. My wife wanted to go. Sure, it was her choice. I like Journey. I've never seen them live. Is that little Filipino guy still singing for them? Or did they get somebody else now? I heard TLC, Salt and Pepper, and En Vogue were going to have a concert together. You know what? I wouldn't pay $72 for that either. Hang On St. Christopher is just a retelling of the Hang On Sloopy. you might be onto something. Tom Waits, he always ripped off other songs. How could that not be your choice too, Charlie? Journey is great. I knew Chad was going to jump in with that. Keith just wanted to participate. I get it. Wife is going to the TLC show. Tables, ladders, and chairs? Wrestling matches? Gene Simmons is playing here in September at a casino. DLR plays there this weekend. Nice. Is that the casino that's a few blocks from Tiger Stadium? I've been to that casino when me and my dad did that trip. We walked several blocks to a casino through Detroit. I'm like, we're going to get killed. If I wanted to listen to Journey, I just listen to Kansas. Not nearly the same thing, Frank. Take that back. That one Invoke song I like, who the hell knows what the name is? I mean, they're all great, really. Chad says, I live almost 2 hours from Detroit. Worth the drive for David Lee Roth or Gene Simmons. Speaking of Gene Simmons, I introduced my wife to the movie Runaway. She appreciated him getting killed. He got killed in that? I was just about to watch that. I was going to watch that after this feed. I was like, you know what? It's been 30 years or more. Simmons and David Lee Roth are playing here in Battle Creek. Well, then that's where you need to. You need to go see them in Battle Creek or not see them at all. Chad, are you a concert goer? Or are you like, yeah, I don't do that anymore? I haven't been to a concert in a long time. I went to that Brad Paisley thing 5 years ago. Took my wife because she loves Brad Paisley. I keep getting invited to shows, and I'm like, yeah, no. Last concert for me was Daughtry. That had to be awful. You know why? Because Daughtry, awful. I used to go to the mall, but now I'm old. That was me. I would go to like 4 and 5 a week. Last thing I saw was like a Sunday matinee show in Mayport because my buddy's band was playing, and that was like the only. I'm like, oh, it's at 2:00 in the afternoon. I'll go. You should ask BK if he can get you back into the David Lee Roth tour bus. Yeah. Well, yeah, Frank, you still go. You still go to shows. You still act like you're young. Lisa will have words for you. You know she likes her bowl. Oh, I know more than anything. If you know what I mean, Keith. Wink, wink. I'm winking right now. Wink, wink. Last concert I saw was Faster Pussycat with Bang Tango opening for them. What year was that? 1987? Last concert I saw, Frank Sinatra, 1942. Yeah, the last actual concerts I've seen since I've been in Florida for 25 years was that Brad Paisley thing. And when I was dating the girl before my wife, but not while she was my wife, we went and saw Velvet Revolver with Alice in Chains opening in Tampa. And that might have been the only concerts I've seen in 25 years. Big concerts. Unfortunately, 2021. So, so well after either of those bands had been something. But I'm sure it was a nice day. I'm sure they played in the gas station parking lot, and I'm sure it was a good show. Okay, so is Disneyland After Dark still touring? Let's find that out. They're not allowed to call themselves that anymore. DAD. Ugh. They're still playing. They are in Denmark on July 4th, 4th of July in Denmark. I don't know if it has the same thing as here, but then they'll be in Sweden July 30th, August 20th. They'll be in Denmark again. So it looks like they play a show a month. No Fuel Left for the Pilgrims. It was a great album. I gotta listen to more of them. You know whose voice I can't stand? The guy from Annihilator. most of those, most of those bands I can't stand. I can't stand what's the dude from Death Angel, from Dark Angel. Most of the most of those bands, the vocals are very weak and annoying. But yeah, the guy from Annihilator he seems like he'd be annoying. Never mind his vocals. Keith. Not sure why you would say something like that. Chad's angry response in 3, 2, 1. That's his band. That's Chad's band. Keith always says the inappropriate thing. Yeah, it is the accused. Yeah, don't say accused. Chasm funny, yeah, because he's waiting for his head to stop exploding. Second of all, they did write their own autobiography. I don't know about that. Well, reading and writing is a very important skill to have. Chad is screaming into an existential pillow. I think Chad just like, I'm out of here. Guess what I'm not doing? I'm not engaging, which is rare for him. You know, if nothing else, I got 45 minutes, 46 minutes of solid internet so far. Chad went to hang out with Little Red and Haas. Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna go over into this chat room where people like Keith are not hanging out. Jess gets annoyed at me because whenever someone on TV talks about the book they wrote, I say, no, you didn't. Yeah, pretty much. Except for the Kardashians. You know they're writing their own books. I doubt they've even read a book. Come on. For instance, what I wouldn't do right now for some Weaver chicken roll on 2 pieces of golden circle bread with a smear of Miracle Whip. I don't know what any of those words mean. No, Frank, Miracle Whip is what they food prisoners in the hall. They feed prisoners. Yeah, you don't want Miracle Whip. Miracle Whip is gross. I don't like any mayonnaise or mayonnaise like products. Uh, ugh. Today, the roll is largely out of production or has an extremely limited distribution footprint. While it is sometimes shows up on grocery delivery apps like Instacart, finding physical in-store inventory is highly challenging, particularly outside of the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast regions. There's hope. I'm now in a quest. You know what? You can order it, and then you got to find. And that's you're talking about the Miracle Whip, right? That's what you're having a hard time finding. For some reason, YouTube started sending me like they. I never even followed her to some girl Kira or Kaya or something. Yesterday, for whatever, all of a sudden I started getting all these posts on my phone from Kia, hang with Kia or whatever, and it's like some girl who looks like she's like 18 years old, with giant fake boobs, and she just talks about dumb things. And I'm like, I don't remember following her, but now I keep getting notices, and she just keeps posting and posting and like 50 shorts a day. I'm like, no. Like, how do I delete? How do I get out of this? Troy says my store has Miracle Whip, Frank. I can mail you some. There you go. Charlie, mail it to my house. It's closer, and then when Frank gets here for MondoCon, he can eat it in front of my wife, and she can get mad. Tom says, not gonna lie, Weaver chicken roll is good ghetto food from my childhood. No, Weaver chicken roll. Charlie says, you want like 15 containers of Miracle Whip? Doesn't look like I can get Golden Circle bread though. Miracle Whip is a retelling of mayo. Yeah, that's why it's bad. The whip is the easiest ingredient to source. Jeez Louise. Ghetto food, that crap was expensive. I always had to buy the low rent shop right version, which was vastly inferior to Weaver. Chad jumps back in. He ignored the Keith comment. Has anyone watched the Geen miniseries with the SWA guy? Heard it was awful. We watched like the first 2 episodes or 3 episodes. It was awful. Everything was called Weaver chicken roll. I don't think I even know what that is. Let me look that up. Weaver chicken roll is a beloved, fully cooked deli meat staple recognized by its distinctive blue casing. Made from 100% white meat chicken, it is traditionally sliced for sandwiches or diced for salads, casseroles, and party dips. Primarily available in Northeast and select regional markets. Instacart, you can order it per pound. Yes, they still make it. I know what that. Okay, I know what that is. I never had it. I'm not a big chicken roll fan. Big roll o chicken. Chad, do not watch that show. It was awful. Yeah, it was. Son of Applebee's. Watched the first episode. Chen didn't like it. My wife watched one more episode and then tapped out too. You don't know chicken roll and claim to have lived in the 70s. Yeah, I know chicken roll. Once I saw the packaging, we never ate it. We weren't really big on chicken roll in our house. My mom always bought tuna fish, the cheapest tuna fish we could find. Pathmark tuna fish. Here we go again with the we can give you Project Entertainment Network. Could you use $250,000 for equipment, staffing, or venue costs? Reply yes for info stop to end. How about fuck off? Is what I send back. Then you get blocked. People. Yeah, that Geen thing was awful. It made no sense. They were just trying way too hard. What you got for me, Mister Mailman? Garbage? I didn't got in the mail in like 4 days. I went out there yesterday and I grabbed it. My wife got home last night and she went through. She's like, "There's literally not one thing we can use." Now you're going to tell me the chicken fried steak at IHOP isn't your cup of tea. No, I only ever get usually a Western omelet or a Philly cheesesteak omelet with pancakes on the side at the IHOP. You know what they need to bring back is that government cheese in the cardboard box. Incredible stuff. That was also that was not great. It turned weird colors when you cooked it. I'm surprised that didn't bring Nick Zinn right in. I've never heard of chicken roll, but also never lived in the 70s or the Northeast or Midwest. But besides those things, if you had done any of those things, Charlie, you would have heard of it. It's funny the things you remember from being a kid that you're like, I don't even remember if that was good or not. But you know what? I want it. We watched there's a new season of The Food That Built America. They had one on cookies, which is why I've got Oreos, and they had Famous Amos in it and Chips Ahoy, and they were showing a bunch of other cookies. And I'm like, those are Stella D'Oro. He says government cheese is still out there. It's on his counter right now. He's going to have a little bit for dinner tonight. Government cheese alive and well. Hmm. I'm gonna have had Stella D'Oro forever. Yeah, I ordered them on Amazon. The all of them. Basically, they have like I think there's 6 different kinds they still make, and I just order. I just go the whatever pack of them. Delicious. Key says Wahlbergs use it on their burgers. Well, there you go. Now I want some Swiss chocolate cookies with my chicken roll. You were going to have a feast, Mister Edler, a feast. Dip anisette toast in my coffee. Yeah, yeah, delicious. I like the. Which ones do I get? Let me look. You know what? I haven't, and I've blah. I actually haven't ordered any in a while, so maybe I should. Located in the Bronx. Swiss fudge are my favorites. They're now in Ashland, Ohio, though. They're owned by Snyder's Lance, which is a subsidiary of the Campbell Soup Company. Yeah, the anisette toast, delicious. They're all delicious, though. There's not a bad one. I know if I order these, my wife's going to kill me. She will. She will just absolutely kill me if I order those. So I better. I better not. I don't care for anisette, but I'll throw down some anisette toast. Yeah. Did they do the fudge sticks? Those were good also. Yeah, but they were more cookie. They weren't. They weren't like covered in actual fudge. They had the ones. The Swiss ones were in the dollop in the middle. Yesterday, I found out Smashburger is owned by Jollibee. I had no idea. We have a Jollibee here. We've never gone. Maybe we should. Maybe I'll go right now. I mean, I won't, but maybe I will. Hmm. I think I went to Smashburger once. So far, I'm gonna be honest with you, this mushroom coffee is not doing its thing. Nope. Tom says, did anyone else's parents or grandparents get those giant tins of Charles potato chips? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And then I'm sure a lot of grandparents still have them, the tins, because you could use those for a plethora of things. Or as I always say, a plethora. Maybe my stomach is finally going to do something here. I almost finished the chapter though. I got almost 3 pages, about 2.5 pages in, so that's pretty good. And the internet has helped. Got 3,200 words to the corporate. Awesome. Very cool. Are you near the 8,000 that you apparently need? The Celduro black and white sticks were the best. Yeah, they still are the best. The 8K is posted. Gotcha. So you're writing past that now to finish the story. What do you think is this a novella? 441 participants for the contest. Wow. That's a lot of people. I'm around 2,400 on a romantic suspense novella that I need to have finished and to the editor on 625. What's the word count on that, Millie? It is a novella, but may have an idea to lengthen it. Yeah, if it's a thriller, it's got to be longer than a novella. Unless you release it yourself, then who cares? It's around 22K. Now you got this. Tom says, you're all good. You can reach that word count by then. Exactly. Millie's a superhero when it comes to this crap. I've written 0 words so far this week. Nice. Consistency, though. That's the key, Chad. That's the key. I didn't get anything in on Sunday after we were done chit-chatting. Tom says, even though I'm done with the self-publishing, I might put out the novella I wrote last year since I actually have a cover I already paid Matt for just to have him change the title. Just have to have him change the title. There you go. You got to have something put out. Are you actually writing anything, Tom? You got anything you're working on now? Or you have something you're working on at MondoCon? You on schedule for Friday still on Neon Owl? Chad? Looking forward to it. I'm finishing a book in Kindle Unlimited, so I could pick that one up on Friday, clear a space. Millie says, what exactly is MondoCon? First off, Millie, it's MANDOCON. Since my real name is Armando, and my nickname growing up was Mondo, so MondoCon is kind of my egotistical thing. So every year, this will be the 6th year. Yep, 6th year. The first weekend, basically in August, I invite several authors from all around the country. They all fly in, and we do. They fly in on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We do writing. I have some locals come in, so there's usually like maybe 10 or 11 of us. And we write for 3 days, and my wife cooks all the meals. I mean, Friday and Saturday we just do like sandwiches and stuff like that. And she bakes a lot of cookies, and you gain like 10 pounds. And then we hang out at night, and people stay at the house. We got 3 guest rooms and 2 couches and an air mattress. And then everybody hangs out, and we have a great time for several days every year. It's invite only, and it's a lot of fun. So that's MondoCon. If you're invited, I like you. If you're not invited, I probably don't like you. Trust I haven't gotten a whole lot of writing done, but have been doing a lot of editing for my collection and for a couple of submissions. I've already been making YouTube videos. Well, very good. At least you're keeping busy. Better charge that Kindle on. I just charged it yesterday. He says, oops, my apologies. No, I'm just busting your chops. You're fine. In Out 2 comes out Friday. Nick says, yes, 60. Nick's in the house. Little sneaky little bastard just squeezes right in. Yeah, Nick's been here every year. Nick and Amanda Ward are the only 2 people that have been every single year. This will be their 6th year. Everybody else has missed a year or 2. Chet says, yes, Keith, though the paperback might be out early tomorrow. Keith says, 6 years I haven't been invited. Very much so. We're going to see how many years we can not invite you. Considering the last 5 years, Keith, you had disappeared on me. So that's on you. Tom says, I've still been writing. I have that novella and 65,000 novel done. I'm also working on something with a bigger scope the last few months. I think it's going to be the longest thing I've written. Oh, very good. Very cool. Your wife is a saint. My wife is a freaking saint. She makes a lot of food. She'll do a taco bar night. She does an Italian night. She does a giant baked potatoes with toppings night. She does, I think she's smoking meats this year. Saturday night will be smoked meats and stuff for like Nick Zinn who doesn't eat meat. Uh, Smoked tofu? No, I don't think we're gonna do that. Nick says it's a nice air mattress. Yeah, for the first like 3 years, I believe Nick had to sleep on the air mattress in the living room. He gets his own room now. Charlie says you have to be cool to go. I wasn't invited. Charlie, honestly, I would invite you in a second. I would love to have you here. I would love to have you here. You'd have to sleep on a couch next to Peter Marston. I mean, not on the same couch. We have two couches, or on the air mattress. But all kidding aside, Charlie, I would definitely invite you. Tom says we sit around writing, but at the same time are thinking about all the food. Yeah, it's one of those where it's quiet. I'm sitting here in my office. Everybody's sitting dining room table, in the kitchenette. There's a chair in the corner in the living room that literally I call that the Nick Zinn chair. My wife's like, "Oh, I'm gonna put this over here." I'm like, in the Nick Zinn chair. She's like, "Nick's here 3 days, 4 days a year. That's not a Nick Zinn chair." I'm like, "That is literally Nick Zinn's chair." Or on the couches. And then every now and then you just hear the clicking of keyboards. It would drive Chad's wife nuts. And then all of a sudden somebody will get up and then you'll hear the crunch of them eating an oatmeal cookie or a chocolate chip cookie or a slice of carrot cake, banana bread. So much food. Key says, "Way to turn it back on me." I don't think we can handle a whole weekend, and you couldn't come anyway. Your wife would not let you be up here by yourself. She don't trust you. Troy says, "Have you shown the cover for Neon Owl 2 yet, Chad?" Nick says, "Smoked meats? Can't wait." Yep, I thought you'd be excited about that. She'll have other stuff for you. Cookies are for closers. Yep, that's the old Frank Edler adage. But I put up a dry erase board with everybody's goals for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, their writing goals in the living room. And then as people hit their goals, say like mine are usually like 5,000 words a day. And as you hit your goal, you go up and you put a check next to it, and then everybody cheers, and it's monumental. And then everybody gets their goal, and then right towards the end of the day, right before 5 o'clock, Chuck finally hits his goal and goes up and checks it off. Literally, he is like always last. But he's also very busy talking and walking around and eating cookies and not doing the actual work. He gets it done. Everybody gets it done. Just I've shown it, Charlie. I posted it on Facebook, Instagram, and I think Substack. Every goal, Amanda does a shot of rum. No, she's not allowed to drink anymore because she acts like an ass when she's luckily she's on meds right now where she can't drink at all. As people hit their goals, everybody cheers and Chuck Buddha says, "Oh, come on, really?" Yeah, pretty much. It's great. Chuck just gets madder and madder. He is so mad when when everybody hits. And Amanda can do it in like an hour. She's like, "Oh, 5,000 words? I'll do it." And she'll also be working her day job at the same time, You should check Substack for it. Still got this pain. I think I go to the bathroom. Oh. Ah. Tom says, "Can't wait for Neon now. It's been years. Years, I tell you." I don't think my ass could sit still long enough to Armando Con. Again, Mandocon. Yeah, so it's basically like by 9 o'clock we start writing Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then at noon we stop and we eat lunch for an hour, and then from 1 to 5 we continue our writing. A lot of people will end. Obviously, they write and they finish up early, and they're like taking a break, and people will go outside, out in the back, or they'll go take a nap in their room or whatever, just sit and relax, have quiet conversation. And then once we hit dinner, my wife prepares dinner by like 5:30, 6 o'clock. We're eating dinner. Then we sit around and we talk until the wee hours of the night. Usually by about 9:30. Nick's like, I'm going to bed. Chit said, thanks, Tom. I think people who like the first one enjoy this one too. One can always take a walk outside, Keith, for a break. Yeah, there is outside. I can see it from where I'm sitting. Charlie says, great cover, Chad. I'm excited for it. Haven't read all your work, but of what I have, the first Neonal is my second favorite behind Same Deep Waters as You. Our goal set for me is the awning. Yeah, that awning is amazing. I spelled it wrong intentionally. You know how you pronounce my name incorrectly on purpose? That is how you pronounce your name. As long as you meet your goals and don't fall asleep on the couch when you should be hanging out, you're good. You're like somebody who's still banned for 12 more years. 9:30 seems like wee hours to me. Yeah, Billy, you can never you'd be like 6 o'clock, but I'm going to bed. Nope. The last couple years, I think we had more locals than outsiders, I'll call them. But I didn't invite a couple of them back. I was like, yeah, you're not really doing anything. This isn't like a come hang out with us for the weekend kind of crap. You got to be here and you got to be writing. You got to be doing stuff. Unless you stay up late due to somebody's dumb sister not communicating about a lost dog. Ugh. Don't remind me of that garbage, Nick. Ugh, awful. Dumb sister is right. It's funny because it gets later. Everyone is watching everyone else to see who calls it a night first. Yeah. We're all sitting around and we're like, I'm like, all right, Nick. I think Nick's going first. Nick seems tired. All right, Tom, stop talking. Tom's probably gonna say he's going to bed first. The problem will be like Pete Marsh is on the couch. If you just stay those 3 nights, then you're on the couch or on the air mattress. I'll give you the option of the air mattress. Nick says it's comfortable. Or you can sleep in there with Chuck. But so those people really can't say, hey, I'm going to sleep, because that's kind of rude. You know. Hey, everybody get off the couch. I'm going to lie down now. So it will be interesting. Just thanks, Charlie. I get a warm tingle when people like the Jack's book, Steve Water, Bros. Your Best Numbers. Those books are special to me. Frank says, favorite Iron Maiden album. I don't even know who that is. For me, it's got to be Number of the Beast, because that's the first one for me. Nick said, I wait for everyone else for my air mattress, so I love gliding to a fancy room now. Oh, yeah. You can't say Killers. Why am I not allowed to say Killers? It's not my favorite, but why am I not allowed to say Killers? Charlie says Number of the Beast for me. Number of the Beast for me only because it was the first one. Now, if I'm looking song for song, pound for pound, it might be Power Slave. Chad says the first to pass out wakes up looking like Post Malone. Frank says just part. I can't argue with the rules. Tom says, yeah, it has to be Number of the Beast. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you what I was a big fan of after I got into heavy metal and stuff for Iron Maiden was Made in Japan. The EP, I think it was like 5 songs, 6 songs with Paul Di'Anno singing. I like that one. But then Live After Death was also one of my favorites. And Judas Priest, Unleashed in the East. I liked live albums, even though I mean we can argue about overdubs and what was really live and what was you know what was just in the studio stuff. But Power Slave, I think, has some of their better, catchier songs on it. Listen, all the way up until I was not a big fan of Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. Anything before that, I love. Some of my favorite albums of all time, probably top 100 albums of all time, up to that point. Tracy, I'm blanking on the title, but I think the Sphinx album a good bit too. Yeah, that's Power Slave. That was my next question. Is your favorite Maiden song on your favorite Maiden album? I don't know what my favorite Maiden song is. I'm going to tell you I'm going to tell you. You want to hear? It's a technicality. I'm going to tell you what my favorite Iron Maiden song is of all time. The one song I absolutely love, and it's not on any album. It was a B-side called "Reach Out," and it is written by Adrian Smith in his band. He was. I don't think they ever recorded it properly, but he used to play it live when he used to do shows, and he does the lead on it, and then Bruce Dickinson does all the backup vocals, and they recorded it as an Iron Maiden B-side, one of those 4 billion B-sides they did. And that song, "Reach Out," you can find it on YouTube, but not on Spotify, don't believe. Or it might be by now. I'm going to guess by now it might be. That's my favorite Iron Maiden song. And I believe it was on, I think technically it was on when Castle Records in the 90s when they remastered all of the CDs and they added all the B-side songs, which is a lot of live stuff. And I believe "Reach Out" was on that. So I guess technically Power Slave on that. Boom. Chaz, it used to be Beast for me, but I think that's probably tied for mine. But those days I found myself throwing on the Deanna records before anything. Peace of Mind for me, the problem with it, and there's some great songs on that. The problem is there's a couple of really bad songs on that. Like "Back to the Village" and "Flash of the Blade" are not really good songs you want to listen to again. But what is it? "Still Life"? What's the one? That one is a great song. There's some good, really great songs. There's nothing bad. Chaz says Power Slave is great. Frank says my first Maiden album, "Somewhere in Time." Also has my favorite Maiden song, but probably not my favorite album. "Somewhere in Time" also really some really good catchy songs on that as well. Tom says "Children of the Damned." I'm gonna tell you what I like. I like Sebastian Bach in whatever video that was where he's singing "Children of the Damned." It's like some Skid Row thing or something or solo thing, and he's hitting those notes. Great song. My favorite Maiden song is probably "Rue Morgue." Any of the Diano stuff is great. I don't understand people who like Seventh Dawn. Seventh Dawn of a Seventh Dawn. If he says "Tattooed Millionaire," it'll blow my mind. I'm going to tell you what. "Tattooed Millionaire" is one of my favorite albums of all time. I'm going to tell you why. When the album came out, I got to interview Bruce Dickinson on the phone for my zine, Black Moon magazine, and he was really, really cool. That album had just come out, and the record label sent me a cassette version, an album version, and a CD version. And at that point, I didn't even have a record player, and I wish I had kept all of them. And I absolutely loved that album. Not a bad song on it. Very, very not Iron Maiden very catchy. Now the rest of Dickinson's solo stuff, not really a huge fan of. But that one, Tattooed Millionaire, loved it. Tom says the Trooper, Children of the Damned, Hallowed Be the Name, and Wasted Years are some of my top Maiden songs. The problem with a lot of those, right, is you've heard them a million times. You've heard them a million times. Well, there's a lot of it. Sometimes you got to have a lot of answer, though. I believe the Trooper is my favorite Maiden song, but I honestly don't know all the deep cuts as well with them. See, I was like, that was my band for a long, long time. Iron Maiden was the band for me, and I loved buying all of the picture discs and all of the getting through all of the B sides and all of the extra deep cuts and all that other stuff. Loved all of it. You could have said "Run to the Hills" and been done with it. They started losing me with "Somewhere in Time." I stopped listening after that. I like "Somewhere in Time." I thought that was a good album. I thought it was catchy. Tom agrees, Chad. But yeah, once we hit Seventh Son, I'm like, no. And now there's songs that I like after that. Fear of the Dark, but the live version of that where everybody is singing, that is amazing. Yeah, Somewhere in Time, I like. Seventh Son, nah. No Prayer for the Dying, yeah. Fear of the Dark, that one song, and then we get into all the other stuff. I'm really not a huge fan of much of anything after that. Or the fact that they put out, I don't know, 40,000 live albums. El Dorado was a good song. El Dorado. That's the Eagles cover. Yeah, that's a good song. My ex's brother, who is a crazy, high prolific New York City lawyer, flies all over the world to see them. He's seen a billion concerts. Does he like El Dorado? You can't really. I mean, the problem is you get to that point, right, where you're like, nobody's putting out anything I like. And if you think of that, like Somewhere in Time was 86. I was like 16 years old. Seventh Son was released right before I graduated high school, and at that point I was like, like I don't think there was anything. They started with those. I don't know, with those. For me, it was the dumb songs. The Prophecy, The Clairvoyant. Only the Good Die Young. I'm like, stop. Can I Play with Madness? That was like the big song. I was like, that's all right. Seventh Son of a Seventh. Enough already. Maiden's El Dorado is an Eagles song. No, I'm singing Desperado. Has anyone else seen Billy Milano's new logo? It's hilarious. Chad, we're talking about Iron Maiden. Now you're going to make me look over here. Billy Milano. I'm looking. I don't see where. You got to tell me where I can find that. Venom parody. Well, now I want to see it. Nick says tomorrow night I'll be seeing an old punk band. Doubt anyone but Chad may care. You get to that point where you just have to listen to Exodus. Yeah. Seventh Son always struck me as Dickinson was playing a lot of D&D back then, right? If I wanted to listen to Iron Maiden, I just listened to horses running. That's what Shelley always says. She says, I know it's an Iron Maiden song because of that stupid gallop thing. Yep. Billy Milano was an Eagles cover. Yes. He was an Eagles cover that looked like Venom. I wonder what Billy Milano's favorite Iron Maiden song is. You know, that's an excellent question. According to AI, is The Trooper. Billy Milano's favorite Iron Maiden song is The Trooper. The SOD and MOD frontman has cited the track as his top choice from the band's catalog. He's known as a massive Iron Maiden fan. Apparently, Nick was right. Nobody cared to ask what punk band he was going to see. What punk band, Nick? Let's see if anybody knows it besides Chad. If I want to listen to Billy Milano cover, I just listen to his shoe. And I sent you an email, Armand, so you can quit asking when I'll be there for MondoCon. You better have. Where is it supposed? How come I don't see it then? Let's see when Nick supposedly comes in. This is from Nicholasin. Who the hell is Nicholas? You're leaving at 7:40 in the morning. Nick arrives at 12:35. Way earlier than Frank. Let me write this shit down. And then you leave at 7:45 on Monday, an hour before Frank, which means the two of you are getting dropped off together. Thank you, Nicholas. I appreciate that. Now I just got to figure out Peter Marsh. Frank says Nick is going to see the Lindas. I'll be seeing the Avengers, Chad. At least you care a little bit. I remember the Avengers. I need to see those receipts. Billy Milano would love some weird B-side Maiden song. Yeah. Nicholas is my stage name. Better tips. Excuse me. It's supposedly. I saw Avengers Endgame. I think that's what they're talking about. 5 a.m. bright and early. Nick's gonna have to wait at the terminal until Fran shows up, like Tom Hanks. Milano Mosh website, Armand. Never listened to them, Nick. They never really. The Avengers really never amounted to anything. Can you do the Milano Mosh? Yeah, that is that is kind of funny. Ah, Billy. February 21st, he was in he was at Dingbats. Lucky 13 Saloon in Brooklyn is still open? Holy crap. That place is 1,000 years old. Frank, did you ever go see a show there, Lucky 13 Saloon? I know at one point it was like a biker bar. Nick says, nice airport, free live music. Maybe they'll take Iron Maiden requests. Yeah. Be like, can you play Reach Out from Iron Maiden? They'll be like, I don't know that song. What? He can build a bathroom while he's waiting. Frank says, no. Thanks for ruining my childhood. Well, thanks for not having, obviously, a good childhood. You ever been to Dingbats? That's a shitty place. Oh, September 11th, 2025. Milano played right here in downtown Jacksonville, the Albatross, which is no longer around. And the Brass Mug in Tampa, where death metal started. Classic. Wait. Hold on. Lucky 13 in Gowanus. That's still right? That place is still open? Yes, you know exactly, Tom. That place is still open. I dated a girl who man, she had the cut off shirt, one of their shirts all the time. Yeah. Sackett Street. Let's see what events are coming. Let's see what's playing there. Looks like a lot of weird shit. We got trivia night. I can't even remember the bands I saw them back in the day. Chest said, I'd love to hang out with Billy. You'd probably grow a few chest hairs and cry for mommy afterwards. Dingbats is a shithole, and it sucks that a lot of great acts play there, or I'd go way more than I currently don't. Yeah, I've been there probably 3 or 4 times, and yeah, that place is disgusting. They don't even try. I got to interview Billy Milano back in the day. It was a lot of fun. We talked about Crap Society North, which I think you can get the demos now on Spotify. Not that they're listenable. I'm sorry, if they had trivia night back in the day, everybody playing trivia would get beat up, right? Yeah, they got T-shirts and everything. That's the one she used to wear, the Ouija board one. Well, all the shirts and all the merchandise all says coming soon. Well, that's a well, that can't be right. It says established in 2003. Lucky 13 Saloon is the first metal bar to grace Brooklyn and now a live music venue, which is not true because Lucky 13 Saloon, I was definitely still living in New Jersey when that place opened. Because I definitely went there. Classic. And now we know that Billy Milano, Iron Maiden fan. Some funny stuff. Funny stuff we all learned together collectively as a collective of collective people. Collectively. All right, we're going to wrap this up. I appreciate everybody hanging out. I will not be around tomorrow. Tomorrow, the electrician is coming to do electrician things on the house. I don't know. My wife gave me a list. She's like, I won't be here. I'll be in Atlanta, but this is the list of things he's got to fix and stuff. Like, all right. Thinks it's time to order some Oreos. Yeah, you better. I'm eating the double stuffed Oreos. So you don't have to. I will see everybody on Friday. Friday, we will do this again. Thank you. Appreciate everybody hanging out with me. I really do. And I will see you on Friday.